We are coming to you live from Ohio in my office / second bedroom when the wife kicks me out of the bed. Say hello, Kunu. Okay, good morning to everyone. Let me transition to my face. Boom. Is there such thing as a good morning? Is any morning ever good when you have to wake up early-ish? I know I only had to wake up at like 8 o'clock, but still, it sucks. Waking up early is a love-hate thing for me. I hate doing it, but when I'm actually awake, it feels good because I got a longer day. Am I right? Let's muster up. Where you guys from? What you munching on? John Randolph's here. Hey, John. John is the local Boca Chica Inn. Is that what you guys call yourselves? Boca Chica Inn? I don't know. We also have Christopher Baker modding for us. Thank you, Christopher. Carrie Turner's here. Thank you, member Carrie Turner. Enjoy them Captain Wings. Who else is here? Carrie Turner. Whoop, I just said you. Scrolling more down. There we go. Mike Clark. He's got his lieutenant commander insignia. Welcome. Welcome, Florida. Welcome, India. Welcome, UK. Welcome, Pennsylvania. Okay. We're just making things up now, or we're not fully awake. Either or, it's fine. New Zealand's back. Denmark's back. Fort Wayne, Indiana. Ooh, that's not too far away from my hometown. I know Fort Wayne. SoCal, live there as well. Robert G just joined the eccentric family. He will not regret it, and if he does, he can cancel anytime. Australia, mate. Deutschland, yeah, that's Germany in their native tongue. Chirac, okay. Nong Khai, okay, that's cool, man. I mean, if these places are real, I'm all about it. I'm not cultured, so you could be tricking me and duping me. Welcome, welcome again. We're coming to you live from Central Ohio. This is only live if you're watching at about 8:32 a.m. Eastern Time. We probably don't have too many people from the West Coast tuning in because it's only 5:30 a.m. there, although we do have someone from SoCal, so all props to you. Someone's a morning person. Alex, another member. Thank you, buddy. Good morning from my brand new work semi. As usual, I do have to work. If you don't know, Alex is a workaholic. But here to listen to another great stream by Kevin. Well, I'll try my best, son. Okay. So we are all here to watch a Falcon 9 SpaceX launch, another Starlink launch, which is always fun. And what I'm personally really excited about, let me get to my second screen. Come on, cursor, work with me. All right. If you go to spacex.com/launches, not lunches, launches, right? Kind of a difference. Scroll down, you hit the click to watch button. It brings you to their YouTube video eventually. Just have to click a couple more times. Scroll down more, and you get their little synopsis, okay? Again, this is a Starlink launch. This is technically their 12th batch, or what I call flock of Starlink satellites. Although a lot of people you'll see are calling it 11. That's because the very first one, which people consider Launch 0, was like 60 early prototype kind of satellites, although they are operational. Okay, launching from the Cape Kennedy at Launch Complex 39A at the Kennedy Center. They do have a backup date of tomorrow, about the same time, which is disgusting. So let's hope for a successful launch today. This first stage previously supported the GPS-3 space vehicle mission in June. I was going to say that just happened in June of this year. So this is its second flight, I guess. And they'll land that first stage on Of Course I Still Love You drone ship, which sucks. I mean, last time we were spoiled. We got a coast landing, which is always... It's not as impressive because landing on a little drone ship in the middle of the ocean is really impressive, but it's cooler to watch in my opinion because you get better views. But this is the best part. Starlink satellites will deploy approximately 14 minutes after liftoff. So yay for short stream. We can all go back to bed. I can't do that though. Once I'm awake, I can't go back. I don't do naps. Naps are disgusting. All right. I feel like I've wasted part of my life when I nap. But yeah, I don't feel really the same thing when I sleep in too late. Oh, okay, that's a lie. If I sleep until like noon, then I feel like a disgusting person. Oh, look at that. Perfect timing. We nailed it. All right. SpaceX just started their stream. We'll tune in here in a second. Let's see where else people are from. Yes, that is the Saturn V behind me, Lego version. All right, staged out. Displayed all staged out. That's how I like it. Hello from Brownsville. We got another local Bochikian. Oh, yes, John. Locals think Boca Chica hop at noon Central Time, which kind of sucks for me because I have a vet appointment with Cairo. We'll see if I can make it. But if not, tune into Lab Padres YouTube channel.
9 as it awaits its 8:46 a.m. Eastern Time launch from Pad 39A at Kennedy Space Center. Hello from SpaceX headquarters in Hawthorne, California.
She looks familiar.
My name is Kate Tice, Senior Certification Engineer here at SpaceX.
I remember the hair.
Webcast for our 12th
quite
Starlink mission
big.
and our 16th mission of 2020. To date, we've launched roughly 650 Starlink satellites to orbit. As a reminder, Starlink is a constellation of satellites that can provide high-speed, low-latency internet all over the globe, particularly in remote or rural areas where connectivity is limited or completely unavailable. We're currently just under T-minus 10 minutes, and all systems are currently go for an on-time liftoff this morning. If for any reason there is a hold on the countdown today, we do have a backup launch opportunity tomorrow at 8:24 a.m. Eastern. So there we can see a live view of Falcon 9, which is our two-stage liquid-fueled launch vehicle. Stands 229 feet tall, which is slightly taller than a 21-story building. The booster that we see there, today will be its second flight. It made its first flight back in June of this year on the GPS-3 mission for the U.S. Air Force. The bottom two-thirds of the vehicle is the first stage. You can see the soot markings left over from that flight earlier this year. The first stage accelerates the vehicle through the Earth's atmosphere into space with the help of 9 Merlin engines located at the base of the rocket. Today, we will be attempting to recover this first stage for the second time. And today.
Okay, so we covered a lot of that stuff. Let me catch up here. Big guy with dreads is in the house. Welcome, buddy. Yeah, you can tell from that the scorch marks on the booster. It's not as toasty as it usually looks with only just one flight under its belt. So kind of a rarity. I like it when it's dirtier. I like my girls dirty. Is Cairo okay? Yeah. So like a couple months ago, I started noticing that Cairo kind of doesn't jump up as much anymore, which people will be like, hey, that's a good thing. Well, I mean, when we play outside, his favorite activity is catching Frisbees, and he doesn't like me to throw them anymore. And I notice it's because he's experiencing some discomfort or pain when he has to exert himself too much. I mean, he still likes to plod around, jump, prance, trot, even sprint, but he doesn't like to jump up and catch things anymore. And he just turned 6 on the 31st, so a few days ago. So he's not that old. But he still has his play drive. He still likes to play. He just doesn't want me to throw the Frisbee. So I'm like, we're going to get him checked out by some professionals. I tried doing the range of motion tests with his legs, and I mean, he's really good at hiding pain. I didn't know what I was doing, really. Look at that. I don't see any decals on this fairing. SpaceX is going with the blank fairings again. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning in Florida, I must say. Gosh, not a cloud in the sky, no clouds to lick. That's kind of depressing.
And the second stage will continue on its journey to orbit. We will be attempting to recover the fairing halves today using our recovery ships Ms. Tree and Ms. Chief.
Yes.
You see live shots from there on your screen now. At approximately T plus 40 minutes, the team will perform a poll to confirm if we're all good to make a catch attempt today. Of course, weather plays a big factor in that, as well as telemetry from the fairings, such as altitude, position, and speed. We will be ending our webcast following the deployment of our Starlink satellites at about T plus 15 minutes, so we won't be able to bring you live coverage of the recovery attempt, so be sure to check our social accounts for updates on that. Looks like a pretty clear day there out at Cape Canaveral. With that, the vehicle, the satellites, the range all continue to look good for an on-time liftoff just a few minutes from now. So we're currently approaching the T-minus 6 minute mark. A little update here about our beta testing and speed testing. The Starlink team is still in the beginning stages of our global space-based internet constellation, but we are well into our first phase of testing with our private beta program, with plans to roll out a public beta later this year. For those who have shown interest in participating in our public beta by signing up at starlink.com, be sure to stay tuned for details on that. As employees have been using Starlink, the Starlink team has been collecting latency statistics and performing standard speed tests of the system. This means that we're checking how fast data travels from the satellites to our customers and then back to the rest of the internet. Initial results have been good. They show super low latency and download speeds greater than 100 megabytes per second. That means our latency is low enough to play the fastest online video games. And our download speeds are fast enough to stream multiple HD movies at once and still have bandwidth to spare. But our network, of course, is very much a work in progress. And over time, we will continue to add features to unlock the full capability of that network. We also have a bit of exciting news. Recently, as the Starlink team completed a test of 2 satellites in orbit that are equipped with our inter-satellite links, which we call space lasers. With these space lasers, the Starlink satellites were able to transfer hundreds of gigabytes of data. Once these space lasers are fully deployed, Starlink will be one of the fastest options available to transfer data around the world. If you would like to receive updates on Starlink news and service availability in your area, be sure to visit starlink.com. So we're currently at 4 minutes and 15 seconds until liftoff, and Falcon 9.
That's cool, man. I'm excited. I'm excited for Starlink. I'm sure we all are. Big guy with dreads. Calm down there, Nerdle is here. What's up, all my Lab Padre subscribers who also like to tune into this channel? There's a great synergy going on between me and Lewis's channel, Lab Padre. I highly recommend you subscribe if you are not. Bringing you the best and always live coverage of Starship things. Mike Clark, keep it up. Kevin, exclamation point, love your channel. Well, I love you, Mike Clark. We can be friends. I saw Stumps is in the house. Stumps! And Stumps got shunned by Nightbot, the Nazi Nightbot, for apparently using too many emojis. Well, that's not cool. Emojis are awesome. Use them emojis. Stick it to the man, dude. Tell Nightbot you ain't afraid. I hear Cairo whining. Apparently he wants attention. Let's see if we can get him in here really quick. Cairo, come here. Come here. I hear you. Hey, don't be shy. There he is. There he is. See, he's finally got that tail go. It's like a helicopter propeller. Hey, or rotor, or whatever you want to call it. What's up, bud? Canoe couldn't give 2 turtle poops. He's just macramating into that corner over there. All right, back to the show.
So there we just heard the call out that LOX load is complete on first stage. Like I mentioned before, second stage continues to get topped off.
Am I going to buy a new mic? I would love to.
Everything continues to look good.
Does this one suck?
Liftoff this morning.
So this mic that I'm using now was a gift to me from the lawyer wife back when I was doing an earlier YouTube channel in like 2014 or 2013 or something. And it's just a Blue Yeti, pretty basic $100 mic. I think it works well, but I have been in the market. Just keep an eye out for a mic that I like. I'm thinking I might want to go with a more expensive one like the one Joe Rogan uses. But then you got to buy a whole bunch of other parts to make it work, and I'm not that technologically sophisticated.
Falcon 9 is now fully loaded with 1 million pounds of liquid kerosene and super chilled liquid oxygen.
Whoa, that's a lot of fuel, bro. I think I could make it work, though, because I built my own computer for the first time, so I think that would be harder than putting a mic together. Michael Warners is here from Salem, Oregon, the Northwest. Big guy with dreads. I want a space laser. Don't we all? Although it's probably good that Kevin doesn't have one. My dogs love chasing lasers. I can't imagine what they would do if they saw a space laser.
Falcon 9 is in startup.
There we heard the call out that Falcon 9 is in startup. The flight computers have taken over the launch sequence.
Here we
First
go.
and second stages are now beginning to pressurize for launch.
LD is go for launch.
Cairo hasn't gone to the vet yet.
pressing
He's
for
going to
flight.
go at noon, so hopefully I don't miss the SN6 Starship hop today. And thank you, Jerry
T-minus
Welsh, for
30
becoming
seconds.
an eccentric member. We're going to tune in, meow, and
T-minus
watch
30
this
seconds,
candle
all
light.
systems are go for launch. Let's listen in to the final countdown and watch as Falcon 9 takes our
Stage
Starlink
1 tanks
satellites
pressing for flight.
to orbit.
T-minus 15 seconds.
Oh, I'm excited.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. And lift
It's on.
Vehicle's pitching downrange.
M1D performance is nominal.
Watch out, bird.
A successful liftoff for Falcon 9 from pad
Power and
39A
telemetry nominal.
at Kennedy Space Center. There we just heard that power and telemetry is nominal.
I love that sound, man.
Moments ago, we began to
Like
throttle
popcorn or something.
the 9 Merlin engines that
Popcorn.
you see. They're propelling the first stage through the atmosphere. We began to throttle them down in preparation for max Q, also known
Get
as
excited.
the.
We're excited.
All
Get
right, there we have
excited.
the call out. The vehicle just went through the moment in which it experiences the greatest aerodynamic pressure. In about a minute, we're going to have 3 events happening back to back. First will be main engine cutoff for MECO, where all 9 M1D engines will shut down and slow the vehicle in preparation for event number 2, stage separation. As the name indicates, this is where the first and second stages will
MVAC engine
separate.
chill has begun.
There we heard the call for MVAC engine chill, indicating that the second stage is preparing for that stage sep and ignition of MVAC. After stage separation, stage 1 will start to make its way back to Earth for its landing on our drone ship, and stage 2 will continue its journey along with the third event, SCS-1 or second engine start 1, where MVAC will ignite and begin to propel the second stage along with the Starlink satellites to orbit.
Clint Davis, boom time has happened. I just spit all over my
MECO
mic.
in about
Gross.
10 seconds.
MECO's main engine cutoff. They'll separate and boost up that second stage. Yeah. Nick Waldo,
MECO.
it's crazy how
Stage
Demo 2
separation
generated
confirmed.
SpaceX success, or General SpaceX success has boosted public interest. I know, right? Just wait till Starship starts doing its 20-click hops.
All right, on your screen there, we have visual confirmation of those
MVAC
3
has started.
events. MVAC is now ignited and beginning to develop that warm orange glow.
The Earth looks weird. It looks
The
kind
next
of
event we have
turquoise.
coming up is fairing deployment.
Looks like Jupiter or something.
Fairing separation confirmed.
Prove it. Yeah. Good job,
There on your
SpaceX.
screen, we now see those 60 Starlink satellites. Those fairings will make their way back to Earth as well. Like I mentioned before, we won't be able to bring live coverage of the recovery attempt for those fairings, as they'll be happening after we close our webcast. So be sure to check in on our social media accounts for updates on that. Second stage telemetry looks good. Everything is nominal there. Now, as it
Pronounced
heads
nominal.
towards its targeted drop off orbit, first stage there on the left-hand side of your screen will execute 2 burns in order to make its way back to Earth.
Michael Ernest, the sound of the rocket is cloud ripper. I love it. That does what it. That's what it sounds like. Ripping some clouds apart. There were no clouds in the sky today, unfortunately. But it was making its own clouds with those vapor trails. The Earth looks flat from here.
There on the left-hand
Yeah.
side of your screen, we see the first stage continuing to coast. After stage separation, after main engine cutoff and stage separation,
Acquisition of signal, Bermuda.
it actually continues on an upward trajectory.
It's over the Bermuda Triangle. Oh no.
Its maximum height gets about 132 kilometers. And right about now, it should have reached its apogee and now beginning to make its descent,
That's its highest point.
coasting using its grid fins.
Both
And
vehicles are following nominal trajectories.
good call out there, indicating nominal trajectory. Everything's looking good for both the first and second stages.
The booster is on its way back down, and the second
Like I
stage
mentioned
is
before,
trying not to come
First
down.
stage will be performing 2 burns, the first being the entry burn, where 3 of the M1D engines will reignite. This helps to slow the stage down as it re-enters the upper part of the Earth's atmosphere. About 2 minutes later, the second stage will happen, or excuse me, the second burn will happen, and that is the landing burn. And this is where a single engine will reignite and bring the vehicle speed down rapidly as it prepares to land on our drone ship.
These poofs
Today's
are
landing attempt will be with the drone ship Of Course I Still Love You, which is
dead
currently
pixels in your
located
TV going bad.
350 nautical miles
Hold gas
northeast
thrusters
of
to
the
help
Cape.
orient the rocket booster.
The 60 Starlink satellites that we have on
That's the
board today
atmosphere.
will be joining our constellation of nearly 700 already on orbit. Again, these satellites are designed to provide high-speed, low-latency internet to us Earthlings. This is especially useful in places where good internet is hard to access or impossible. So not only rural areas, but thinking about airplanes and ships will also be able to
Stage 1
receive
FTS is saved.
high-speed, reliable internet.
Stage 1, entry burn startup.
Entry
So
burn
there we have
slows
visual
down the booster so it
confirmation
doesn't
that
rip
the
itself
first of
apart
2
in the
burns,
atmosphere.
The entry burn has begun. And this will last for about another 5 seconds.
Stage 1, entry burn shutdown.
Look at them
All right,
thrusters
shutdown
working.
of those, again, that was performed with 3 engines. Checking in on the second stage, everything continues to look nominal there.
First one to see the drone ship wins a prize.
Trajectory is looking good.
Oh, we're not. None of us are gonna see the drone ship. You all lose, losers.
Both vehicles continue to follow nominal trajectories.
I always wondered why they
The
put
next
Stage
event
1,
we-
two
entry transonic.
two GoPros on the second
The
stage
next event we
engine.
have coming up in about
I'm
30
fine with
seconds
one, but whatever.
is the first stage landing
And
burn.
back, throttling down.
There we heard the call out for MVAC throttling down in preparation for second engine cutoff, which will happen just before T plus 9 minutes.
Terminal guidance.
Stage 1, landing burn startup.
Christopher, first stage seems short
Right,
of
we heard the
LZ. How
call
can
out
you
that
tell?
The landing burn for stage 1 has begun.
Show it,
This will last
please.
about 20 seconds.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
Where's that drone ship feed, yo?
Stage 1, landing leg deploy.
Hey, we're right on target. Slow down, lady. There we go. Perfect.
All right, visual confirmation
Stage 1,
there.
landing confirmed.
All right, no
that
big deal.
This
All
booster
right.
has landed for a second time. There we see a live shot from our drone ship in the Atlantic Ocean. Of Course I Still Love You. Hear
That's-
the clapping and celebration of some of our first shift technicians here in the building.
Get excited, dogs. You just witnessed a miracle. Well, you didn't
Second stage
technically witness it
continues
because
to
you
look
were
good.
sleeping.
Nominal orbital insertion.
All right, and there we just heard the call out for good orbit for second stage. So at
Nice.
this point, stage 2 is going to coast in this orbit for just a few minutes. During this time, it will start to spin along its central axis, giving the Starlink satellites the momentum that they need to deploy and space themselves out over time after deployment.
Expected loss of signal.
We're going to
K.
take a quick break here, and we'll be back at T plus 14 minutes and 15
Acquisition
seconds.
of signal,
Stick with us.
Newfoundland.
I like how they always say spinning across its central axis. Just say it's doing some flippies, right? That's more fun and it's easier to visualize for us less intelligent people. We got a leak. No, just kidding. All right. Got some frozen exhaust floating around the outside of that nozzle. Always fun to watch float away. Carrie Turner, it's becoming routine, these landings. Yes, but just because it's becoming routine, as you say, it doesn't make it any less fun to watch. It always seems like it's routine until it's not. What was it, like half a year ago or so, SpaceX was having some like bad luck with recovering their boosters. I think it was with a Falcon 9 and a Falcon Heavy center booster. So yeah, we should be extremely grateful whenever one of these things actually lands. It's hard to appreciate how magical it really is, because we don't exactly see the size of the booster in relation to how it is in real life, how big it is. It's 20-story tall booster. It looks like it's the size of a pencil on the monitor. Or how big the ocean is compared to the little drone ship that it lands on. It's like throwing a dart, hitting a bullseye from space. Clint, boosters, landings, no big deal. Fairing catch, now that's where it's at. That's true. We all get really excited now when SpaceX nails those fairing catches, which we'll hear about probably on SpaceX's Twitter in about 35, 40 minutes. We'll see. If it doesn't go well, they usually don't say anything. But if they catch it, we'll definitely hear about it. We'll probably even get to see some video. They are trying to catch both fairing halves. And those are really tricky because there are a lot of things out of your control. Namely being the atmospheric conditions. All right, you got those high altitude crosswinds and stuff, and the turbulence and the thermals, and obviously the first stage booster has to deal with those upon reentry as well. But when you're under canopy and more surface area and more drag, it has way more of an effect. So the fairing and the catching ships, Mischief and Mystery, do communicate with each other, GPS and everything, and steer those parachutes. But they can only do so much. So it is a little bit of luck, basically like everything in life. Scrolling up, see what everyone's talking about. Dogs are very impressed. Yes, they are. Can you not tell? Cairo, you alive? Oh, I think I saw an ear move. No, you're Kunu. Lay back down, Kunu bears. Oh, no, don't come over here. Hey, buddy. You just like pets. Kunu's the lover. Cairo is the player. Cairo. 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 There he is. He's alive. Yeah, man. I'm alive. Hey, Senka, you dead? Yeah, man. Goofballs. Second stage burns up on re-entry. Yes, someone must have been asking about that. Good point, Christopher. Second stage is the only part of the rocket that is not reusable with the Falcon 9 rocket family. We should be turning back in live here in a second, but not yet. Elon did toy with the mention of recovering Falcon 9 second stages using a blow-up heat shield kind of thing and a parachute, but turned out he just decided to focus more on Starship. They even toyed around with making a second stage Starship, like a mini Starship that would just come in like a normal Falcon 9 booster would, but ditched those plans and decided again just to focus on Starship. All right, let's go back to big. Display one big and turn on the volume.
For Starlink this morning, We had an on-time liftoff from Cape Canaveral and saw a successful landing by Stage 1 made on our drone ship, Of Course I Still Love You, out in the Atlantic Ocean. Second stage has been coasting along now as we are awaiting the deployment of the 60 Starlink satellites that you see stacked up there on your screen. So that deployment will be coming up here in about 10 seconds.
Whoa, Jimmy Fremantle. I haven't seen those parachute emojis before. Or are those diamonds? You might be tricking me. I can't really. They look kind of like parachutes. I always enjoy seeing new parachutes.
Starlink
Thank you
deploy
for that.
confirmed.
Oh, sweet. We get the release rod action. Buy release rod thing.
There on your screen, we see the Starlink satellites have deployed, and using the momentum that they got from the slight spin around about the
rates.
central axis. What a beautiful sight.
Someone help Marcus Killian. He's throwing up all over himself. I think that's what's going on.
These satellites will deploy their solar arrays, and over the next few days and weeks, they will distance themselves out from each other and use their onboard ion thrusters to make their way to operational orbit.
Ion thrusters and
And
space
with that,
lasers.
we'll be bringing our webcast to a close.
Awesome
Thank
stuff.
you to the range and the FAA for supporting today's mission. If you're interested in getting future
And there they go. Over the next couple of months, they'll spread out, raise their altitude, and then start providing us fast internet. At least that's the plan. And Curtis Ruddock is back. He's a eccentric normie, a usual, with his super peach. He loves them peaches. I don't even know if that's really a peach, but it looks like a peach. It's got a little leaf hat thing going on, its little headband. You know, if we're working out so much, that peach is kind of obese. You should probably work out a little bit harder, get that heart rate up a little more. But who am I to judge? All right, well, you guys, I appreciate you tuning in with me. Tuning in, one of those words, tuning in with me. It's been fun. Now, we do have Starship SN6 hop, 150-meter hop. Today, that's the plan. And supposedly, according to John Randolph, it could go around 12 p.m. Central Time, which would be 1 p.m. Eastern. So I'm going to try to make it for that for you eccentric members. Everyone else, tune in to Lab Padre stream. Just YouTube Lab Padre, one word, and they will be live streaming it. SpaceX probably won't be, which sucks, but that's fine. They'll release their footage after the fact. Yeah, it's a 150-meter hop. Should be fun to watch. Cairo's vet appointment is at 12 p.m. Eastern time, so hopefully we can make it back. I don't know, it's kind of a drive, but we're going to try, and that's all we can do. You guys have a wonderful day. I also have to research and write my script for tomorrow's SOD, so it's a busy day for me. You guys, you guys have a great day. Don't work too hard. Don't do anything I would do. And I'll catch you later. Godspeed. Click outro and transition.